Welcome to this edition of the We Want You Healthy series. My name is Lauren and I'm here today to talk about fresh produce. Many of us go to the grocery store with aims of picking healthy and nutritious foods to add to our diet. 80% of chronic disease is preventable, and by integrating a variety of fruits and vegetables into your diet, you're likely to be healthy. One way to do that is to integrate a variety of fruits and vegetables, a lot of color, into your diet. Many of us go to the grocery store and we wonder, what's the best buy for the money that we're spending? How can I pick fruits and vegetables that are going to last a long time in our kitchens? Today I'm going to talk about a variety of things and how to pick fruits and vegetables that are going to last a long time in your kitchen and taste the best. Let's start out with some fruits. Here I have some peaches, and I have an example of a good peach and maybe a not so good peach. Good peaches are firm to the touch and they smell fragrant when you give them a smell. If you take a look at this bad peach, it has a little bad spot in it. That's not a good choice. You want to put that back in the bin. Let's take a look at one of the most price-savvy fruits at the grocery store. Bananas, one of my favorites. This is a really good choice. As you notice, it's nice and bright and yellow. Not a lot of bruising. If you take a look at this other container here, this bunch of bananas is starting to brown. This is not going to last very long on your countertop. You want to put those back. This is definitely the best choice. Now let's take a look at some vegetables. Sometimes it's hard for us to pick vegetables, but it's good to pick vegetables that you like, that you feel comfortable integrating into your diet. Let's talk about how to pick some. One of my favorites is the cucumber. You want them to be nice and bright and green. You want them to be solid. And what I like to do is I like to feel at the ends. If you feel any soft spots, that's not a good choice. You want your cucumbers to be nice and firm. The next thing we're going to talk about is asparagus. You want to choose asparagus that are long, thin, and bright green. If you see browning on your asparagus, those are not the best choice. And the thick stalks are most likely going to be tough. These thin, tender stalks are going to make the best dinner for your family. Let's move on to some tomatoes. You want your tomatoes to be nice and bright red. You want them to be free of any soft spots, and you want them to be attached to the stem. As long as they're attached to the stem, they will last much longer on your counter. Next, we're going to talk about the avocado. I have two examples of avocados here today. This one is starting to get a little bit mushy. It's very soft, and as you can see, it's starting to implode on itself. This is not a good choice for your avocado or your guacamole. This is a much better choice. It should have a little bit of a give, just like a tomato would, but it should not be mushy. For more information about fruits, vegetables, or any other nutritional information, feel free to call your Totalcare Wellness coach.
Click above to watch more in our We Want You Healthy series, or click here to learn more about how Totalcare Wellness can benefit your organization.